Thanks for tuning in. It is finally here. Yay! If you're tuning in for the first time, hi, I'm Katie. I like to do these luxury fashion videos here on YouTube. I share hauls and reviews, but at the end of the day, I share my journey so we can all mindfully curate our own collections. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below with your thoughts on this collection. All of your support really means a lot to me. You may notice my hair is slightly different. I got my hair color refreshed and got a little cut, so I got some bangs and stuff. Because I'm filming this as soon as possible, you know how it goes. My hair might go back to the past and back to the future and all of this jazz, but that's just why. There will be a period of time where I flip-flop a little bit, so hope you understand. It is finally here. That's my little happy dance. I have a long-awaited Chanel unboxing of my 22S piece. I already did basically a part 1, so I'll link that up above in case you didn't check it out, but hint hint, you might be seeing it in the rest of this video already. But my long-awaited piece has finally arrived. So I wanted to unbox it as soon as possible. Without any more chit chat, let me get straight into the unboxing.
Every moment tonight, they led me to you. Every single time you look at me, I lose it too. Why don't you come sit next to me? Let things happen naturally, like it used to be.
You guys saw what finally arrived, and I'm so excited. I actually just unboxed it for the first time so that I could take some mod shots of it on me, but I haven't looked at it too deep, so don't worry, we're gonna do that for the first time together. It's right here. It is so cute, and this purple color is much cuter in person, I think. I actually like it more in person than I thought I would. Even as I was pre-ordering this piece, I knew there was a chance that I might not actually like it once it comes in person, but I actually really like it. I feel like it's really, really well made. Like, one of the zipper pulls up here has a little extra heart detail at the bottom. Now, I don't know why they didn't just do it on both of them. That's just like a random question, but there are 2 zipper pulls, so you could have done it on both. I'm just saying. Pocket in the front is fully functional, as you can see. The zipper is really smooth, and I was pleasantly surprised with how far it comes down. Because it comes down more than halfway, it makes it a lot easier to open and access the inside of the bag. Inside, oh, actually, there's still some stuffing because I didn't get that deep into it yet. But inside, it's a pretty large compartment, and I'm leaving the felt in there so you can see that there are actually 2 slip pockets. I can take it out right now, but there are actually 2 slip pockets, one in the back here and one in the front, which actually helps a lot with organization, given it is the largest size, but it's definitely not a large bag. Oh, it's made in France. I also heard that a phone fits inside this size, so I'm actually going to try it out for the first time. I have the iPhone 13 Pro, so not the Max, not the largest size, but the one right below that one. And oh, it does fit. It actually fits pretty comfortably. Let me try it the other way. Let me see if it fits this way as well. Okay, so it does not fit straight, like up and down like this. You'll see it sticks out from the top a little bit, but it does fit when you put it in sideways. And it basically hits where the zipper goes down until in right this space. I was saying the other day to a friend how I honestly forgot what it feels like for a phone to fit inside my handbag. That's how small all my handbags have gotten. That's how many mini bags I've been carrying. That's how used to I am carrying mini bags that I don't even remember my phone going in my bag. That, yeah, this is like a pleasant surprise, honestly. I feel like it's really well made. I'm looking at all of the stitching for all the pockets, all the extra bits, and everything looks really well like put together. And I know like this kind of shape is not as easy to make as like, you know, your more standard rectangular shapes or some softer shapes, because it does have some structure, you know, in it. But I feel like all of that part is really well executed. Nothing too concerning. Part of me does wish it had like a little top handle in addition to the crossbody, but you know, you can't have everything, right? I did try this on just so you can get a general sense for size and length of the crossbody strap. So I did, it does fall pretty much right at my hips. It's not a super long crossbody strap, and I think it's a little bit shorter than the classic mini straps. Now, I know these are really, really coveted, really sought after as part of the 22S collection. And I also know that there are a number of colors that this came out in. The initial set of colors that arrived, at least in the United States, were black and gold. Then I think there was some white and pink that trickled in, and then purple trickled in more recently. I did see that in Europe, there's also a light blue color, which is amazing. And then there was also a yellow color, I think on the runway maybe, or it was rumored to be. I don't know if yellow is actually in existence, but those are the main colors that I know of. Personally, I gravitated the most towards this purple color. There was just something about this shade of purple that I felt it's like a in between a true purple and a lilac. It's not as pink and pastel as a lilac or lavender, and it's not as intense, saturated, and dark as a purple. So it's like that kind of happy medium in between. And I felt like because the heart shape is already such a girly shape, that I wanted to lean into it a little bit, but not too much. Like I felt like, for me at least, in my style, I felt like the corally dark pink would be a little bit too much, you know, leaning into this like girly cute look. So that's how I landed at preferring the purple. And then in terms of sizes, I think I mentioned that this is the largest size. This is considered the handbag style in this size, and there's only one size in regards to this handbag category. There is a smaller one that was launched, and that's technically considered an SLG. I don't know 100% the ratio, but I think that one is about like the size of my hand. Okay, let me just put this down for a second and like talk through those struggles. Okay, now not real struggles, but you know what I mean. At the time that I was doing the pre-order, I had only seen that there were like those two sizes on the runway, the larger one and a smaller one. For me, my initial preference was to get the smaller size, mostly because I thought the price would be better. I'm just being really honest. I thought the price would definitely be better than the larger size. And because it is a bit girly, I didn't want it to be too girly, if that made sense. And so I felt like the smaller one would be easier to sort of use as like a kind of cheeky accessory to, you know, even if I was wearing something a lot more tomboyish or casual, like, you know, it could just be a little something that adds that pop of color, that adds that little hint of girliness in there. So I was personally leaning towards the SLG size. Now, at least for the boutique that I work with and the SA that was helping me, well, who always helps me out, there was no like reserve list specifically for the SLG size, but there was one for the handbag size. So my SA was able to put me on that reserve list for the handbag size, and it was going to be more of like a first come first serve for the SLG size. Now, when I heard the prices, of both sizes, let me tell you, I was really struggling. I was really struggling on figuring out which size I really wanted to get. I even contemplated trying to get both and then figuring out from there. But I'm actually happy that I got this handbag size. It's also not that massive, even though it's called a handbag size, but you know what I mean? In the whole scheme of handbags, this is definitely not very large. And I feel like for from a longevity standpoint, I think this size will be easier to carry through versus a micro, like much smaller size. I do think this is probably going to be the last handbag that I get for a while. I don't, you know, I won't say never because there will always be something that catches my eye, I'm sure. But I just, you know what I mean? The recent price increases, I have some Hermes bags on my wish list, like just thinking about everything overall, this is probably going to be one of the last Chanel handbags that I add for a while. I do wonder how I'm going to store it. I wonder what the best option would be. I usually like to store my bags upright, like typically when they're like, you know, more of a rectangular shape. But this one is going to be harder to do that. If you got a heart bag, let me know how you're going to store yours because I need some ideas. Maybe hanging it's better. I don't know. You guys let me know. You guys let me know what you're doing. I need some tips. Unfortunately, but fortunately for my wallet, that is the end of my haul today. Definitely follow me on Instagram because you'll see how I style this piece and all the other spring summer pieces that I got. If you have any other questions on this piece or really anything at all, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new fashion related videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So until next time, bye!